Hello there, fellers. Today, we're going to talk about self-sabotage and how you constantly ruin your life by your stupid decisions. We're going to talk about it seriously because it's an issue that's largely affecting young people, especially. And I'm a young person, and I love myself, and by extension, I love you and all of the young people, especially the ones who are willing to strive upward. And if you're willing to strive upward, then obviously self-sabotage is not in your best interest. Sabotage in general is not in your best interest. If you're trying to build a factory that will produce as much of a certain substance, I thought that was the rain coming in. I was like, whoa. But anyway, if you own a factory, all right, let's wait until this thing passes. There we go. If you own a factory and you're trying to produce as much of a certain substance as you can possibly produce, would you have a worker inside your factory damaging the machinery, damaging the water supply, damaging the transportation? You wouldn't want that, would you? Because then that depletes the amount of production. Right? It's a simple analogy. If you have a factory and you want to produce, your goal is to make a profit and provide value for the people who are your customers. So then why would you want someone to sabotage your business? Why would you want someone to sabotage your factory? Same thing with life. This is your factory. Why do you sabotage yourself? Is there a valid reason? Listen, the reason you're going through the things that you're going through right now, the reason you're struggling to achieve what it is you want to achieve, the reason you can't seem to have focus and goals and direction in your life is because you keep fooling yourself, you keep sabotaging yourself. So when it comes time to make a decision, you are confused because you've done so many other things that are not in your best interest. Now you start to wonder if you even want to do the things that are good for you. Yes, you want to do the things that are good for you, but at the back of your mind, your subconscious knows that every time the decision comes where you're supposed to make the right decision or the wrong decision, you choose the wrong decision. So your subconscious is saying to you when it comes the next time to make that decision that, oh, well, remember the last time we did this. So then that means we don't really want that. And day by day, your passion wanes. Day by day, your drive wanes. Day by day, you begin to lose focus. Day by day, you lose drive and focus. And then all of a sudden, you become a shell of the person that you could have been because of your constant and consistent failures. Is that the life you want to live? Is that the life you want to live? And if not, stop sabotaging yourself because you will pay the price. Everything in life has consequences. Instead of sabotaging yourself, you need to build yourself up. The things that you know you're supposed to do. Be honest with yourself and say where you are at. Be honest with what you want. Because if you just say you want an A on your next exam and you're not willing to study, then you don't really want that. Stop lying. Admit to yourself that you want a C, if that's what you want. Because what you want must be in coherence, must be in line with what you do. They cannot be separated from each other, or you're lying. And if you lie, people won't respect you. So be honest with yourself. Do you really want to achieve the things you say you want to achieve? Do you really want to achieve the things you say you want to achieve? Because if so, you'll do what's needed. You'll do what's required. You don't need anyone to force you on. That passion is just there. That passion is just there. Right? Usually. And then you'll become less susceptible to self-sabotage. And of course, I'm aware that you can genuinely want to do something, but you still sabotage yourself, still sabotage your progress. And in that case, you need to sit and get a pen and page and write down exactly what's going through your mind and conceptualize and try to understand the things that are hindering you. Because unless you do that and meet yourself face to face, confront your inner self, the self that doubts, the self that procrastinates, the self that fears, the self that has a significant amount of cowardice controlling it. Until you do that and you confront that self, you won't go anywhere. You have to be willing to speak to yourself and see what it is you're thinking. See what it is that's preventing you in order to make real stride. Because I guarantee you have unlimited amount of potential. You could literally change this world. But you are too scared to make that step. You are too scared to make that step. And let me propose something to you. I'll explain to you exactly the reason why you self-sabotage. Number one, you know that if you were to commit to something, you would become vulnerable. Because when you commit to something, people can see your cards right out there. You have to put it out there. If you commit to something, people know exactly what you're up to, and you're afraid of being seen. That's number one. Number two, you understand that if you committed to something, it would take a lot of work and it would take a lot of effort. It would take a lot of energy out of you, and you understand that. And so in order to avoid that work, you constantly fool yourself into thinking that you can't do it by sabotaging yourself, by damaging the machine. You convince the owner, which is your true self, that this machine is no good, thus it can't work. And that's because you're lazy. And if any of those three propositions are true, you need to confront yourself and examine what it is you really want. Because unless you fix those mechanisms that are at work within yourself, you won't go anywhere. I guarantee it. You won't stumble upon success. You won't stumble upon something that's hard to get. The reason it's hard to get is because it's hard to get. That's not difficult to understand. That is not difficult to understand. So if you really want the things that you say you want, you need to stop sabotaging yourself. And the first step in doing that is being humble. And the second step is being honest. Both are equally required. Be honest with yourself. Say where you're at and outline the things that will be required for you to change. Unless you have a clear view and a clear vision of the direction you want to go. Because you don't need to know everything. You just need to know where you want to go. And then you'll make a zigzag pattern, and soon enough you'll figure it out. And you'll have a straight trajectory. And you'll achieve your goals. You'll reach your destination. But until you confront yourself, that will not happen. The bottom line is, in order to achieve the things that you say you want to achieve, in order to achieve the things you say you want to achieve, you must stop sabotaging yourself. This is Corbin Conversations. I appreciate you for watching. I'll see you next time.